Okay, here we go. So we're going to do topic 4-3 today, interior angles of polygons. We talked about triangles the other day. Let me get everything out. Give me just a second. I guess I should have done this beforehand. That's good enough. Okay, here we go. So a polygon, that's what we're doing today. It is a closed figure formed by segments called sides, and they intersect at vertices. Okay, I already did that for you. Okay, so let's talk about a polygon. Let's say I have a shape that looks something like that. Okay, it's not a normal shape. I can't say that's a square or anything, but that is a polygon because it's a closed figure and all the segments are straight. Now, in order to classify it, I would have to count the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So that means this is going to be a hexagon. Even though it doesn't look like a typical hexagon, it is a hexagon because it has 6 sides. Okay, so for a polygon, it's important. There are 3 things that a polygon has to have. Basically, there has to be no openings. So no openings at all. It has to be closed. It also has to have no curves. So all the sides have to be straight. And the lines cannot cross. So no crossings on the lines. Okay, so when I'm looking at my shapes, okay, there's my top 2 shapes and my bottom 2 shapes. Which ones do you think, the top or the bottom, are polygons? Right, so this has a crossing right here, or an intersection. Intersection or crossing. And then this has a curve. So both of these are not polygons. These are non-polygons. So that means that if I have these up here, I have straight lines, I have vertices, no crossings, they're closed. So these are my polygons. All right, good. Both polygons. All right, so now there is a classification for polygons. It can either be convex or concave. So the way I like to think about these is if it is, let's talk about the concave first, right? Concave means that there's going to be like a cave or like a point that goes towards the center. So if I'm looking at this, these shapes over here, this intersection is going towards the middle of the shape and not away from the shape. So this one is concave, right? It has a cave in it. So that makes these, when the points go all out, right? So they're all away from the center. All the vertices go away from the center. That is convex. Okay, that is convex. All right, let's go ahead and list. I'm going to do this fairly quickly. If you need to pause the video, pause the video. But hopefully you need to know all of these polygons. So here we go. Polygons are named according to the number of sides. So you count your sides, and then that is how you're naming all of these polygons. All right, here we go. A 3-sided polygon is a triangle. A 4-sided, right, not a square, a quadrilateral. So any 4-sided shape is a quadrilateral. 5-sided shape, think about the government building, the Pentagon, right? 5 sides is a pentagon. 6, hexagon. 7 is a heptagon. So 6 is hex, 7 is hep. 8 is octagon, like a stop sign. 9, I think nonagon. You do have to memorize these. They're not going to be, I'm not going to put a list for you on the test. 10, think about decade, right? Decagon. 11 is an undecagon. 12 is a dodecagon. So you could kind of think maybe like like uno, like one, do, like for two, dodecagon. And then, so what if I have a polygon that just says, let's see a 15-sided polygon. Let's say I have a polygon that says 15 sides. What am I going to call it? It's literally just going to be a 15-agon. Or it's not even agon, it's just gon. 15-gon. Right? So you just put the number of sides and then gon on the end. So for an n number of sides, this is any number. This can be any number of sides. You would just put whatever number it is / gon. Okay, so if it's 100 sides, I would put 100 gon. All right, flip the page for me. Here we go. So our first theorem for today, it is the sum of the interior angles. So I need you to pay attention to that word, sum interior angles. So this is, because we're going to have 4 total formulas. So this is going to be the sum of the interior angles. The sum of the interior angles. We're going to do 180 n minus 2. N is going to represent the number of sides. So if I have 15 sides, I'm going to do 180 and then 15 minus 2 times 15 minus 2. All right, so let's try this. Example 1. Find the sum of the interior angles of a decagon. So think back to what we said. Decagon was 10 sides. So n is going to be 10 because it's the number of sides I'm doing. So my formula, 180, my number of sides is 10, minus 2. I'm going to do 10 minus 2, which is 8, and then times 180. Hopefully you have a calculator. So 1440, 1,440 degrees for the sum. So all the angles of a decagon. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, wow, that's horrible. Okay, so 10 sides, whatever shape, whatever it looks like, it's going to have 1,440 degrees on the inside of its shapes. All right, I would like you to pause the video and try the second one, example 2, by yourself. All right, we should have gotten n equals 20 because they want the sum of the interior angles of a 20-gon. So we're going to do 180, 20 minus 2. So 180 times 18. You should have gotten 3,240 degrees. All right, a regular polygon. So this is different than the first polygon. To be regular, the polygon has to be both equilateral and equal angular. So that means all the sides have to be the same. So equilateral means all sides are congruent or equal. Remember that symbol means equal or congruent. And then equal angular means all angles are congruent or equal. So if one angle is 100 degrees, then they're all 100 degrees. Okay, so the measure, let's see. The measure of each interior, okay, so our next formula, what if I want each interior angle? So instead of the sum, I want one single angle. So each, or one angle, one interior angle. So the formula for that, remember we had the total, 180 n minus 2. So I'm going to take the total formula and I'm going to divide, because I want one angle, so I'm going to divide by the number of sides. So divide by n. All right, turn page for me. Example 3. How much time am I at? Okay, that's not bad. Oh, no. All right, example 3. Here we go. Find each. So hopefully you're reading, because we have two formulas now. We have a sum and we have an each. The each formula, remember, 180 n minus 2 divided by n. That's the formula we're using. Now, I need to know what n is. So dodecagon, n equals 12. And now I'm just plugging everything into my formula. So 180, 12 minus 2, all divided by 12. And now just simplify or type it in your calculator. So I have 180 times 10 over 12. And in the calculator, I type that in and I get 150 for each angle of my dodecagon. All right, let's keep cruising. I would like you to pause and try example 4 by yourself. Again, we're doing each, so same formula that we just did. All right, so on this one, n equals 20. So I would do 180, 20 minus 2, divided by 20 because I'm doing each, right? Each angle. Okay, so 20 minus 2 is 18, so 180 times 18 divided by 20, and you should get 162 degrees. Good. Okay, so pause the video for me again, and I want you to try to do 5 and 6. Actually, just 5. Nope. Sorry, these are backwards, so don't pause just yet. Here we go. Let's do 5 together, and then you can pause for 6 and try 6 by yourself. All right, so if the measure of 1, so when it says an interior angle, that means 1. So I'm looking at 1 interior angle is 108 degrees. So remember your formula. We had each angle, right? So each angle equals 180 n minus 2 divided by n. That's your formula. So now it's telling me that each angle is 108. So this number has to go right there where it says it's equal to. So when I set up my formula, I'm going to do 108 equals 180 n minus 2 divided by n. Okay? Now I have to draw my line, and I have to solve for n. Okay? When I do this, okay, you have to remember some algebra. If I have a fraction on the left, I want a fraction on the right. So I'm going to put 108 over 1 so I can make a fraction. Okay, now I'm going to do the butterfly method. I know teachers don't like when we say butterfly. It's cross multiplication. So I'm going to multiply 108 times n, and that goes on the left-hand side. 108 n equals. Now I'm going to butterfly the other side. Okay, anything times 1 is just itself, so I'm going to copy down the right-hand side. 180 n minus 2. Okay, we're not done yet. We're going to keep going. What do I have to do when there's parentheses? Right, I have to distribute. So on the left, I'm still copying down 108n equals, but now I'm distributing. So 180 times n is 180n, and 180 times 2 is minus 360. Now I got to get n's all to one side. So minus 180, minus 180. It goes away on the right, and I do 108 minus 180 and get negative 72. All right, so I'm going to come over here. Negative 72n equals negative 360. Okay, all I did was move, right? So 108 minus 180, I got negative 72. That went away, so I brought down my negative 360. All right, now I'm dividing by a negative 72, right? Just keep your negative straight. N equals 5. So N equals 5, and that's all I wanted on that one, so I could stop there. Okay, so now I would like you to pause and try example 6 by yourself. All right, so again, we have our formula, and it needs to equal 150 this time. So 150 equals 180 n minus 2 divided by n. Draw your line. Remember, you're going to cross multiply. Well, first things first, right? Make your fraction. So now cross multiply 150 times n. So 150 times n is 150 n equals, and now I'm multiplying on the other side. 1 times 180 n minus 2. So remember, anything times 1 is just itself. So all I'm doing is copying down the other side. All right, now I've gotten rid of those fractions. Okay, distribute 180 times n. So 150 n equals 180 times n is 180 n. And 180 times 2 is minus 360. Are you seeing a pattern yet? I'm going to take this and I'm going to just copy it to the top line again. I'm just copying it down so I can start another line. Okay, so this line is the same as this line. Okay, now I need to subtract 180. It goes away on that side and I get negative 30n equals negative 360. And then I'm going to divide by 30, or negative 30. And I get n equaling 12. Did you get it? Hopefully. Good. Keep those negatives straight. All right, last page. Here we go. 2 more problems. Example 7. What's my time now? Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Find the missing angle. So they're not all the same, so I can't just guess, right? I do have to find the sum. So I need to know what they're all supposed to add up to. So I have to find the sum. Remember, that's 180 n minus 2. I got to figure out what n equals. What's the number of sides I have? So I'm going to count my sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So n equals 6. I have a hexagon. Okay, I'm going to find my total first. Okay, I know that I have these angles in here, but I need the total first. So I'm going to do 180, 6 minus 2, and see what I get. 720. So I know that all of these angles in here are supposed to add up to 720. So that's what I'm going to do. Combine like terms, right? Combine like terms and equal it to the sum. Combine like terms and equal it to the sum. So 130 plus 130 plus 130. So what is that? 260, 390 plus 120 is 490, 520. So I have 600 degrees. So all of these together equals 600 degrees. Okay, list it if you have to. 130 plus 130 plus 130 plus 120 plus 90. That's what we did. Got 600. So now I'm going to do 720 minus 600 and get 120. That's my missing angle. Okay? One more. You think you can do example 8 by yourself? Why don't you pause and try it? I will give you a tip. You have to find the sum first, and then you have to combine your like terms. All right, so count your sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So n equals 8. So find your sum. 180, n minus 2. So 180, 8 minus 2 is 1080. And now I'm combining my like terms. So here we go. Let's add all those x's together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8x. And then I have a plus 20. Plus 20 is plus 40. And it's supposed to equal the sum, 1080. Almost done. All we have to do is, oh, they want each angle, but each angle is pretty simple. So minus 40. 8x equals 1040, and divide by 8. So x equals 130. So one of my angles, let's see, I'm just going to write them up here. So my x's equal 130 degrees, and I'm going to box, I'll put pink. And my other angle, x plus 20, is 130 plus 20, which is 150. That's the other angle. All right. Your homework is on the front table. I will see you tomorrow.